Hello, welcome back to a brand new episode of Finn React. Michael here. Today we are Finn reacting to Finn React. A lot of statement I just said, but Mike, you're reacting to your own video. Correct. Now, last year I reacted to my NFL predictions for the 2024 seasons, reacted and how I was completely wrong. This year I was completely wrong because I don't think I said Seattle was going to win a Super Bowl. I said they were going to make the playoffs, but not all the teams I said were going to win a Super Bowl. Well, I don't think they even got close. But anyway, today we are reacting to my own video that I made. So let's check it out. Let's go. If anyone's wondering actually how this intro is ever made, I made it. I basically went to Canva and made an intro. But the logo and all that was made for my best friend Chrissy, who I actually got to saw married last year. So, thank you, Chrissy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new...
God, I forgot I did the oh God, I was going to say, that's the one thing I forgot. The slick hairstyle back then, you know. I always say it always becomes an appearance thing. I definitely need a haircut, but you know what? This is weird because that's all slick back. This is more like I haven't gotten a haircut for the past 2.5 months. It's depressing. Anyway.
So enough Finn React. Michael here today. Yes, we are starting it. I know we're in the process of preseason, going into week 1. We are
okay, let's just get to the point where we start actually doing the play teams. I thought we were actually done talking.
To get our little chart prediction. We do this every year, and
it will still continue it. I will be doing it this year.
Research, I actually end up getting a list of each team's signings and returning players.
Which, that piece of shit paper was the worst thing I found online, because half of them I didn't even know who they were.
Gotta do this right. And we only have 5 spots that we're going to worry about. Super Bowl contenders, as we all know who's going to make the Super Bowl. Playoff contenders, who will make the playoffs but don't make the Super Bowl. Don't make the playoffs, they'll just be on that wild card
elimination.
Mid-class, who is not going to really be good, but we have to put them somewhere. And early draft picks. So, let's begin with the Arizona.
I don't know if I wonder if actually how many of the early draft picks I actually gotten right. I think I actually honestly gotten like, if I had to predict, probably 3. If I had to go with the top 5, I got 3 out of them correct, maybe.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm looking at the list. I mean, I see they signed Zay Jones to another year. They signed Jacoby Brissett.
And the fact that now they have Jacoby Brissett basically their starter right now because Kyle Murray is now a Viking. It's kind of wondering if you actually wonder with this draft class if they're actually going to go for a quarterback. And honestly, I look at them, I mean, between the Jets and the Steelers and all that stuff, I'm looking from Alabama, Ty Simpson. I think he's definitely going to be an early first-round pick. If he doesn't go out from the first 5, he's definitely going to be at the end of the next 32, so.
Tomlinson, Josh Sweat. Okay, that's actually a good player they signed. That's their highest. They signed for a 4-year deal.
True.
4-year deal.
I think he got traded, too.
Cardinals actually put up a fight, you know, with the struggling NFC East you had with the 49ers being the troubling team this year.
True.
I don't know how they're going to do. They actually got really close to the playoffs, so if I had to put Arizona somewhat...
Which they didn't really do that all this year. I was going to say they looked terrible.
If I had to confine them first.
This is also called I didn't have a second pair of glasses because I only wear 2 pairs of glasses. The one pair I had at work broke, so I brought my spare one at home. So now I have regular glasses where I actually now can see things. which I'm having a struggle with.
Am I just having a moment that I can't find what... Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Cardinals. I will put them as the don't make playoffs. Just
Way off.
Arizona. And they surprise a lot of teams. I mean, they're tight end.
What was their record? Hold on. Alexa, what were the Arizona Cardinals records this year?
The Arizona Cardinals finished the 2025 season with a 3-14 record. It was a tough year for the team, ending with a 9-game losing streak.
That is bad. That is really bad. Not even close to what I predicted.
Yeah, 3-14 is rough. That's the kind of season that makes you wonder if they were secretly trying to get the first draft pick. Are you a Cardinals fan, or just checking in on how they did?
I'm just checking in on it as they were, but how dare you?
Whoa there. I was just making a joke about their draft position strategy. Didn't mean to offend your football sensibilities.
You're fucking better.
Much better. Thanks for keeping me in line there.
Good. I was going to say, McBride's always a good player to look for fantasy. Kyle Murray, I don't know, and Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to start showing up this year. So,
And it's funny part now that I actually had Michael Wilson from the Arizona Cardinals. He was their only good player other than Trey McBride that actually got me points.
next we got the...
You nailed it with Michael Wilson. The stats back you up too. He had 78 receptions for over 1,000 yards and finished as the WR10 in PPR leagues last season. Sounds like you found the diamond in the rough while everyone else was sleeping on him. And yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. definitely needs to live up to that draft hype this season.
Okay, Alexa, you're done.
All right, catch you later.
Anyway, I still stand by that point.
It's a team I can't stand listening about.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Not much they signed. I mean, I have here as Divine Diablo for 2 years, Leonard Floyd, Mike Ford, Morgan Fox. They attained Mike Hughes, Jake Matthews, and Kai Darrell Hodge. See, here's the thing. I can't stand listening to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry, I just did it.
Yeah, it's funny enough because I give them a lot of shit for them because of the fact that I can't stand Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts because I think Kyle Pitts is the most overrated tight end known to man that everyone gives this guy hype for, which, by the way, he sucks. Name me one player that's actually worse than him, but also the fact that, to me, I don't think Bijan Robinson belongs in a team like that. The fact that he's surrounded by nobodies. This year, I was going to say, you got Tua and you got Penix. Two lefties who pretty much are brittle as peanut brittle. You just got rid of Drake London. I think right now it's the only person left is Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts, which if you're relying on Kyle Pitts, you got problems. But they also got the worst coach out there, Kevin Stefanski. Guys, they went from having the Browns coach to their team.
So, Carlos, I can't stand listening to Atlanta because I'm tired of hearing about Bijan Robinson being the number one
Thank
pick
you.
in fantasy. I think Kyle Pitts is the most overrated tight end that deserves
You.
nothing more than just an early draft pick for losers.
Thank you.
But Falcons may give Tampa a run, so I will put them as don't make the playoffs because I think other than that division, there's really not much of a contention for Atlanta and Tampa. I mean, Carolina sucks and New Orleans, I mean, we all know where they're going to go.
And I was actually dead wrong with that because of the fact of the matter is, too, that Tampa and Atlanta didn't even make the playoffs. The fact that Carolina, I gave them shit for this one. This is the Houston Texans. The fact that Carolina made the playoffs, and even though they lost, they still made the playoffs.
All right, let's check out the Baltimore Ravens.
I don't want to talk about Baltimore Ravens stuff. I will admit, It was a terrible year we had with injuries. Freaking Cooper Rush. We could have made the playoffs with fucking Tyler Loop. I don't even want to talk about what we did. Well, actually, to be honest, this whole offseason still is a freaking mess. This is like an ex-girlfriend that doesn't go away. We basically got rid of John Harbaugh, which is a win and a loss in the same way. We almost could have got one of the best edges out there, Max Crosby, so George Burrow would have shit his pants. But that didn't happen because controversy, which I'm still feeling like I'm glad we didn't get rid of him because he's an asshole. But we got rid of half our players because half of them want to go to New York Giants. But I guess in a little bit of a breather room, we got Hendrickson, which thank God. But otherwise, I was going to say, this is a year I don't even want to talk about. I'm honestly afraid of the draft this year. I'm honestly afraid. The fact we're also the number 14. Usually we're pretty much in the top 20. We're in the 20s. We're in the 14. Usually we actually do well in those numbers, so maybe.
About this, obviously, guys. I am a big fan.
Yeah, I am.
We signed Ronnie Stanley for 3 years. We actually kept Patrick Ricard.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we kept him, and then we gave him to the Giants this year. I don't want to talk about that either.
Ben Cleveland and Tylan Wallace and Jake Hummel. Do I feel great about who we signed? Yeah. Our defense looks amazing.
Not this year.
Alexander from Green Bay.
No, I don't want to talk about Alexander either. Get rid of him.
Our wide receiving game, it might be a little bit scary to watch. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is old.
That's true.
We signed an old person on our team.
It never works. It never works. I would have said DeAndre Hopkins had at least, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 touchdowns this year. And now he wants to go be with another team, which I say go for it. Honestly, that's the problem I hate. We sign old, washed up wide receivers. And this year, I mean, we could still trade for A.J. Brown if we really wanted to. We can also, sign Deebo Samuels, Tyreek Hill, which I don't want. There's so many opportunities that I honestly look at. I'm just surprised that we haven't done anything lately with the wide receiving game, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Derrick Henry, I think, is going to look great this year. Lamar Jackson, I need him to start picking this shit up. But I think overall, Baltimore is a Super Bowl contender.
Nope. Not at all. That, what I call what I was thinking of. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I was thinking of that.
Because they have a weapon around. Yes, we do not have...
Yeah, no, we did not. That was completely of me to think that.
As our kicker, I blame the masseuses that he did. However...
Tyler Loop isn't that bad of a kicker. The problem is, it's just under pressure, he sucked the most.
We have a new rookie, so you know what? Life would be sweet. The Buffalo Bills.
Another team that was supposed to be high hopes, but ended up being a...
This season.
Actually, it's quite funny, their story. And surprisingly enough, they had the same outfall. They got rid of their coach for that one. My friend who's a Buffalo Bills fan. Honestly, they actually made more moves this year than anything. I was going to say, the fact that matters too that they have Knox and Kincaid as their 2 tight ends, which actually is a pretty strong duo of 1 and 2. But the fact now they have DJ Moore scares the shit out of me that they gave Josh Allen a weapon for once.
Josh Allen signed for a 6-year deal, $330 million. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I agree.
Greg Rousseau, Kahil Shakir, Terrell Bernard, Ty Johnson, DeMar Hamlin, Reed Ferguson all resign. Did they sign anyone? Yes, they signed Josh Palmer, Joey Bosa, forgot about him.
He's a free agent.
Dane Jackson, Derek Forrest. I think to me Buffalo looks good. I just think that Buffalo is another team, you know? They have everything they need for that team. The problem is they struggle when it matters most. They're definitely a Super Bowl contender. I just don't know how they're going to be.
Yeah, the fact that, too, they also choked against Denver Broncos, which ended up the Broncos were in the championship matchup against New England. The fact they were also playing with no Bo Nix.
In the long run, later on, when it comes to playoffs time, we all know that their division, I mean, other than maybe New England, otherwise...
Wow, I predicted that one absolutely right.
I think England really can give a competition to Buffalo.
The fact that I gave New England high hopes and they actually made the Super Bowl, that's scary.
Carolina Panthers, let's see, they haven't really done a lot that I've like. They signed Tershaw Wharton for 3 years. Never heard of him. Trayvon Morange for 3 years. Patrick Jones II for 2 years. Rico Dowdle. Carolina, I think, is a rebuild kind of thing. Do I think they deserve an early draft pick? No. I think Bryce Young can actually... I'll put him as mid. I think to me...
And I was dead wrong about that one because I did not give Bryce Young as much credit as to the fact that they had also Rico Dowdle, who did amazing in Carolina. The fact that their rookie of the year for offensive kicked ass. You know what? The fact that they made the playoffs thanks to a team losing shows that Carolina, anything is unpredictable. Even though they lost, I don't care. They actually looked way better than I expected to be. So, the credit is due. I did get them wrong. They should have been playoff contenders.
They're kind of a mid kind of look. Chicago Bears.
Another team I predicted, well, actually, I think I gave a lot of shit for. They actually looked a lot better this year than I expected to, even though I don't like Caleb Williams. They actually made the playoffs, choked, but this year I think Chicago's going back to what they were a couple years ago, down the toilet.
I'm sick and tired of hearing, even though I really can't say crap for them.
Thank you. I was right.
They traded for Jonah Jackson, Joe Thuney. They retained Ogmen Benbia. Never heard of him. Devin Duvernay. Hey, a former Ravens wide receiver. I don't feel bad for that one.
I don't.
Chicago's in a difficult kind of look this year. I think, to me, I'm kind of seeing a Caleb Williams actually can back up his words because people are sick and tired of hearing about Caleb Williams. As for myself, I'm sick of it. It's not Chicago fans. I mean, they're probably hoping and praying.
They were.
The division's tough.
And I was dead wrong.
Vision that they have, I think they might be a mid-class. I don't think they're going to be a terrible team. I just think they need to do some work around what they have.
They made the playoffs, Michael.
One of our division rivals, the Cincinnati Bengals, because I'm going based on alphabet.
Wait a minute. Alexa, what was the record for the Cincinnati Bengals this year?
The Cincinnati Bengals finished the 2025 season with a 6-11 record.
Wow. That's also bad.
Yeah, 6-11 is rough, especially when you've got Burrow and Chase putting up solid numbers, but the defense just couldn't hold leads. They scored 42 points against the Bears and still lost. That's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, and somehow the knife breaks.
Alright, you're good, Alexa.
Present. Just call my name and I'll come running. Not literally, of course.
Okay, Joe Henry. Anyway, the fact that...
Was that for me?
No.
Got it.
Anyway, The fact of the matter is, too, that Cincinnati Bengals, it's a story that we talked at work all the time with. Cincinnati Bengals have basically a decent offensive lineup. Joe Burrows, you got Chase Brown, you got Higgins, you got Jamar Chase, you got Gesicki. You got basically everything you need for weapons for someone like Joe Burrows. Their offensive line, it's not bad. But their defense, terrible. The fact, like Alexa just said, they had 42 points against the Bears and still lost. And this is the downfall Cincinnati did. The fact that they still kept Zach Taylor, the only AFC North coach that actually still has his job, by the way. So this is really terrible to watch how I predicted them.
They did a lot of re-signings. Let's see who they signed, though. Tedrell Slayton, Sanjeen Perrine for 2 years. They retained and signed Jamar Chase for 4 years, Higgins for 4 years, BJ Hills for 3 years, Mike Gesicki for 3 years. Good for him. Jersey representative.
Shout out.
Sassy, Cody Ford, Oren Burke, Marco Wilson, Tanner Hudson, Cal Amadeus, and Cameron Sample. You know what's really funny about this list? Their offense may look good, but they have no defense. And not only Hickinson's actually going to be playing with them this year, it's a huge loss for the Bengals.
And he won't be playing for them this year because he's going to his division rival.
Right now, I'd say more likely they're going to be a playoff contenders just because...
Yeah, I was totally off with that one. 6-11 is not even a playoff thing. The fact that now they're actually were in the top 15 draft picks this year. I was going to say they're in the same number range as the Kansas City Chiefs.
Offense alone is dangerous. Do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl?
Nope.
That run this year? Possibly. Maybe they can prove me wrong. But I just think that right now it's scary to watch someone like Cincinnati because you never know. They could look like they did when they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Or they could look like what they did in the last couple of years and tank it.
Which they did.
Which leads us to my other division rival, which I don't really consider them a rival, Cleveland Browns.
Yep, I knew that one.
Let's see what they did during the time. Well,
Nothing.
Gave a lot of money to Myles Garrett.
Fact.
They have 5 quarterbacks.
Yes. Well, actually, now they only are down to 3. Because now their starting quarterback is Shedeur Sanders, which I have no comment with.
Joe, they got Kenny Pickett, they got Gabriel.
Actually, no, Kenny Pickett's not on team anymore. Joe Flacco's on the Bengals. Yeah. Any questions, Michael?
Sanders, Huntley.
Yeah, no.
They probably had that quarterback.
Yeah, and now he was gone too. He came back to Baltimore. Thank God. He came back to where he belongs.
Cleveland. How do I really feel about putting... I hate to say it, and maybe I'm a dick.
Yes.
Well, yeah, mostly I'm a dick to all Cleveland fans.
Yes.
I just don't think it's your year. Do I hope it's not your year? Do I hope you guys make it to the playoffs? Kind of, because I'm tired of seeing Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. But you guys need a lot of work.
Which, honestly, first of all, I did get that right. The fact that they did so much work and they still have more work to do. The fact of the matter is, too, that they got rid of their problem, which was Stefanski. Now they have basically Baltimore's offensive coordinator basically running this thing, which probably might be more smart to have than actually out of all the people they chose. I know Cleveland will disagree with it, but I don't care.
So, if you guys don't start off too high in the beginning, you got the early draft picks coming up. I mean, God forbid, you want to sign Archie Manning? Please don't, by the way. You can.
Yeah, he's not going to this year, I'm just saying.
I want to see how these rookies do. They had opportunities for many rookies.
Yeah, Gabriel didn't really show up, and Shedeur actually showed up when he actually needed it the most.
Is the week 1 game in preseason what we're going to expect him throughout the season? Probably not.
No.
But I still represent Jersey Joe because Jersey Joe is my boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, still do.
Okay, next we got the Dallas Cowboys, the team that everyone else is tired of hearing about. Let's see what they did during their offseason.
They
They
sucked.
traded for Kahir Ellen from the Bills, Kenneth Murray from the Titans. They signed C.J. Godwin,
George Pickens.
Javonte Williams. They also got Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. I forgot they did that trade too.
Did I say Kenny Pickett? I think I meant George Pickens. Either way,
I don't know. Dallas is a very weird team.
they are.
I think to me, mid. I don't have anything against them. I think right now they're.
I think I was right.
Hyped, and I think it's finally time that people see who Dallas really is after what they did last season.
I think I was right.
I just think they're going to be the mid class.
Thank you.
I mean, they could bomb it and get a first round draft pick and sign Archie Manning. That would piss off basically Eli, but that'd be funny as hell to watch.
Fortunately, that's not the case because Archie's not even draftable.
Denver Broncos. Let's see what they did during their offseason.
They definitely were. I think I said they were playoff contenders, but I think they were actually almost close to a Super Bowl contender more than anything. So, I think if Bo Nix didn't get hurt, they would be in the playoffs over Drake May. Just saying.
Let's see. They signed
Studs.
Talanoga Hufanga for 3 years. I probably said that name wrong, guys. Don't mind me. Drake Greenlaw, Matthew Perrette, Trent Sherfield, Matt Hack. They also retained DJ Jones, Evan Ingram, Jarrett Stidham. Okay, that's actually an interesting one. I think Denver.
The fact that now they have Waddle as their offense for wide receiving games, and you gave Bo Nix another weapon. I'm just saying.
Year is going to give Kansas City a fight. I think.
Thank
just
you.
Because of how they are this season,
And I was right.
Draft, I think to me is that everything they have something that can give Kansas City a run for the money.
Thank you.
Do I think they'll make the playoffs? Yes.
Thank you.
Will they go further than a team like Baltimore and Buffalo, and maybe even Cincinnati? Probably not.
Yeah, I was way off
It's
of
nice
that
to
one.
See how Bo Nick does, so we'll go with that one.
Yeah, Bo Nix can shut both Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrows up for that one. I was way off for that.
All right, Detroit Lions. Let's see what they did during their offseason.
I didn't think Detroit had a really bad of a season. I think the problem is that Detroit, actually, honestly, Detroit, to me, I think struggled because I think for them, they were kind of like with Baltimore and Buffalo. They were the hype team that people said they were going to make the playoffs, and, they have a good team. It's just, a division like Chicago and Green Bay and Minnesota, you never know what the NFC North is going to come out with.
They retained Derek Barnes for 3 years, Levi Onwuzurike for a year.
The only thing I'm really sad for, too, because they also got rid of David Montgomery, which I love. That is really sad.
DJ Reed they signed for 3 years. Okay. I wouldn't say a lot of stuff they did during the offseason for them. But Detroit is also going to probably be the team to look after in the NFC North.
Nope.
I think, yes, you have Green Bay, and yes, you have teams like Minnesota, but Detroit has always been great. I think, to me, they are a Super Bowl contender.
I was dead wrong with that one.
Live it up. Also, if Hutchinson...
Let's see. Alexa, did the Detroit Lions make the playoffs last year?
The Detroit Lions didn't make the playoffs last year. They finished the 2025 season with a 9-8 record, but missed out on a postseason spot.
Thank you, Alexa.
You just made my day. Happy to help.
I've realized that I screwed that up. I was way off. I was gonna say that's how scary that division was, because the fact that Detroit was so hyped to make the playoffs, they didn't make it.
It's back.
They basically fell in the thing of Baltimore. You basically choked, and now we didn't make the playoffs.
That defense is scary. You already got Gibbs, St. Brown, Jared Goff. You got that big offense. Even Devin Montgomery, for goddamn sake, guys. He's an underrated draft. Fancy.
Thank you. Fact.
I will put him as a Super Bowl contender team.
Way off.
So next we got the Green Bay Packers. Speaking of the division. All right, they signed Brandon McManus for 3 years. Isaiah McDuffie for 2 years.
Micah
Aaron
Parson.
Banks and Nate Hobbs.
And also Micah Parson.
There's something
I don't
about
think they made the
Green
playoff.
Bay.
Alexa, did the Green Bay Packers make the playoffs this year?
The Green Bay Packers made the playoffs this year with a 9-7-1 record. They were eliminated by the Bears in the wild card round.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Always happy to help with your sports questions.
You have no other choice. I pay you for this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, I think I agree with the fact that Green Bay Packers, I think, put up a fight. And I think as much as they want to, they have to still work around it. I was going to say, I think Jordan Love got hurt most of the year, too. And the fact that their backup is now the Miami starter, that's actually really scary to see what they're going to do during the draft this year. I would think they would be another team that would probably get a quarterback, but more like the 3rd, 4th, 5th round draft picks.
They have a playoff kind of team
True.
with Jordan Love. But with that whole division, I think they're barely going to make the playoffs.
I was way off from that one.
This whole hype of Green Bay might come to an end.
No.
I was going to say, if Minnesota can actually show who they are,
No.
they're definitely going to be, a great team.
No.
I think Green Bay's just going to miss it by the nick of it.
Way off.
All right.
9-7-1 says a whole different story.
Off their season. They got Christian Kirk from Jaguars. That's actually pretty good. C.J. Gardner-Johnson for the Eagles, who's hurt.
Yep.
Ed Ingram for the Vikings. Derek Singletary.
The fact of the matter is that the Texans suck when it comes to playoffs because they also played. They basically played. They had the best defense around to play against Drake May, and the fact of the matter is C.J. Stroud can't throw a freaking ball.
M.J. Stewart, Trent Brown, Traymon Smith. I think in that division, it's kind of like what you're looking at with the AFC East. Houston doesn't really have a really competition.
I was right.
I think they're going to be the first place team. They have a good lineup. They got.
I was also wrong for that one. I think ended up Jacksonville being the first place team in that division. They actually made a comeback this year.
They got Joe Mixon. They got Nico Collins.
Got hurt.
They got everything they need. And Stroud is in his 3rd year, so maybe they actually are a playoff contender team.
They're playoff contender teams, but they don't play like they want to be in the playoffs.
Hopefully they don't bomb it.
Which they did.
I said that 2 years ago, and look what happened. But in their division, they really don't have competition right now, so
Wrong.
Them as a playoff contender. I'm going back to their division with the Indianapolis Colts.
The team that everyone hyped up for and sucked at the end. Once Daniel Jones got hurt, it was all downhill from there because Anthony Richardson didn't play a single pitch. The fact that they had to hire Phillip Rivers as their starting quarterback and their backup was the guy from Notre Dame. The only high hopes they had for them was Jonathan Taylor's. And the fact of the matter is, too, is that they actually did keep their main wide receiver, but the fact that also, too, is that they have Sauce Gardner now, but the problem is also they just gave rid of Pittman to Pittsburgh. Why?
They signed Daniel Jones.
And I gave him shit for that one, which I actually am dead wrong with, and I kind of said sorry to that one. Sorry, Daniel Jones.
Cameron Byam, Travaris Ward, Ashton Dunlin, Brandon Smith, David Long. I think the problem is looking like a team like the Colts is if Richardson's actually going to be a healthy quarterback.
Which he wasn't. He's a tradable quarterback.
Or are we just going to see a Daniel Jones year?
Yeah, Daniel Jones year.
To me, they're very mid, so I will put them in a mid kind of league for them.
Which I think I was actually kind of really good with that one because the fact that Tennessee were sucking worse, and the fact of the matter is too that I think mid was actually a good spot for them because they did high hopes in the beginning and then failed at the end.
Which now continue with their division, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Which I think made the playoffs. Alexa, did the Jacksonville Jaguars make the playoffs this year? Alexa, did the Jacksonville Jaguars make the playoffs this year?
The Jaguars made the playoffs this year with a 13-4 record, but were eliminated by the Bills in the wild card round.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Always happy to help with your sports questions.
You said that before. Anyway, the fact that Jacksonville made a big comeback and, went from the low totem pole to Trevor Lawrence actually showing up again this year. Though Trevor Lawrence does not know how to play in the playoffs and choke. But, I think they did a lot of moves this year. I think they got some of their offensive actually got traded. So, this is, I think, was very interesting. The fact that no one gave Jacksonville any hope. And I think I said, don't make playoffs.
And Patrick McCary, Jordan Lewis, Eric Murray, Robert Haynes. I swear I look at these contracts and I say, how do these teams actually have this kind of money? I don't know.
I don't know the answer still to this day.
Jacksonville, mid.
Way off.
I just don't think they're going to... I was going to say, Trevor Lawrence is one thing. I don't know about this new guy they drafted, the one who plays wide receiver and defense.
I think he's trash, by the way.
I think to me he's going to get hurt because the fact of the matter is you need to be healthy to play on the field and also can't be on the field and trying to hurt people when they want to hurt you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Thank you.
It might be dangerous, but it also could be dangerous for yourself.
And dangerously stupid.
So I'll call the mid.
Way off.
Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City, we choke a lot.
This year they choked a lot. The fact of the matter is they were the third place team that looks terrible in the top 10 draft pick this year. Patrick Mahomes got his leg blown out and didn't really help until Uncle Rico blew out his leg too. I think this year, they got Kenneth Walker. They signed Travis Kelce for another year. The fact that they also need a wide receiving game and see if Patrick Mahomes can back up. People are giving them hope saying he's going to pull the Tom Brady. I don't agree yet.
Let's see what they did during their offseason.
Listen, Taylor Swift.
They retained Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
They franchise tagged Trey Smith, Nick Bolton, and they signed Gardner Minshew, Billy Zapp, like they need more. Matt Araiza, Elijah Mitchell. Obviously, yeah, I will put them as a Super Bowl contender as much.
What?
Yeah, I was way off for that one. I gave them way much of a high hope than they did.
I don't want them to be a Super Bowl contender.
What?
But the problem is a team like Kansas City, they're bound to start choking.
And this is the year that they ended up bound on choking.
When will they do it? I don't know.
It was this year.
Maybe this is the year. I'm just tired of hearing about it. And I didn't hear much about Taylor Swift this year, but hopefully we don't have to hear about her anymore.
Thank you.
Hopefully.
Thank God.
Also, guys, please do not get this. I'm not being any mean, but the cereal with the Kelsey brothers, I tried it one time.
It tastes like...
What?
Just saying. It still tastes like shit. I don't care.
Too much sugar.
Diabetes, to
That's
say the
today.
least.
All right, Las Vegas Raiders. They trade for Geno Smith, so they actually have a quarterback.
No.
Not.
Who they did? They signed Jeremy Chin, Alex Kappa, Raheem Mostert, whatever his last name is. And they do got Brock Bowers, so.
High hopes.
And they got Max Crosby.
Yeah, and I also said they almost got rid of him, but the fact that they are still going to keep him to be on a trading block probably during the draft, and I don't wish him well. You failed tests and you not tell us this shit? I don't believe you.
In their division, they would be the last place team people would look out for.
Thank you. I say mid.
Mid.
Yeah, I was way off on that one. They're the number 1 draft pick this year. Let's see if Mendoza will be Mendoza that everyone talks about or Jamarcus Russell. I pray for either.
I don't know. Maybe the Oakland Raiders may show up this year.
No, they don't.
Why do I say Oakland? Because maybe we'll have the Oakland Raiders show up this year. Not
Yeah, they actually were ever to revive Bo Jackson, Rich Gannon, all the players they could have had that were good for Oakland.
Las Vegas Raiders. Anyway, moving on to the other division member of the Los Angeles Chargers.
They did make the playoffs.
Or San Diego. They did a lot of signings this year.
They did.
Elijah Molden for 3 years. Khalil Mack for another year. Bradley Bozeman for 2 years. A punter, J.K. Scott, for 2 years. I mean, the fact that they matter is that they sign a kicker, a punter, and a kicker for those amount of years makes me cringe.
I agree.
Which other job places were like that. They signed Najee Harris, Mike Williams, Deontay Jackson, Mekhi Benton, Benjamin St. Justy. I mean, Chargers, to me, they need this year to prove who they are.
And they're just like Texans, Justin Herbert just chokes when you actually expect him to choke.
I think they'll barely miss the playoffs.
Way off.
I only say they barely will miss it because I think the end of the year they will start choking. And I only say it because, you know what? Jim Harbaugh always has a history of choking when it matters the most. Super Bowl 2012-13.
Yeah, I know. I still give shit for that one.
Moving on, we got now the Los Angeles Rams, St. Louis Rams.
Oh my god, as I said, this team to me was, I think LA Rams were pretty much the most dominant team in the NFC. Other than Seattle, I think the problem was, if the reverse card was able to be played, I think LA would have won the Super Bowl this year. Stafford looked amazing. Puka looks good. I think they have everything they need for a perfect team. Can they bounce back this year? I don't know.
They actually did a pretty good signing. And one of my buddies who's a Rams fan at work, they reconstructed Matthew Stafford's contract. They signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a year.
I think he's a free agent.
I don't know why, but they apparently did that.
Why not?
I mean, they signed Devontae Adams for 2 years if he's actually old enough still to run with it.
I had to shut up on that one.
Coleman Shelton, Laurel McChurchin. Overall, I think right now the quarterbacks they actually have are pretty good. I mean, Garoppolo could have a year.
I don't know if he actually played or not, but moving on.
Still looks good. Plus, they got that rookie, so maybe that rookie might show up and we don't expect it.
Yeah, no.
And the running back is good. They got Puka who can run. They don't have Cooper Kupp, though. That's the difference. They don't have a 2. Right now, the Rams, I think, to me, are definitely a playoff contender. Can they make it to the Super Bowl like they almost did last year? Possibly.
Yeah, I would have to say I was correct on that one. Honestly, I think Stafford did win the MVP this year, so I think Stafford won it was well deserved. The fact that he's playing another year in his system, I give him credit for. The only thing I will request for the LA Rams is to go back to the old logo. I don't like this logo. I'm just saying.
Just say you don't play the Eagles.
Well,
Alright,
the Eagles
Miami
did choke too,
Dolphins.
so can't
Let's
say
see
much.
what they did during their offseason. They signed Zach Wilson for a year, James Daniels for 3 years, Nick Westbrook, Ike for 2 years, Elijah Campbell, Quentin Bell, Tyrell Dodson. I don't know. I think the problem is that Miami is also another team. I think they barely missed the playoffs. I just think Miami is not what they built up is. I mean,
I think also I was dead wrong with that one. I think they were more of a mid-class team this year. And pretty much I think Miami is in a rebuild kind of year for themselves. The fact of the matter is that they're relying on Malik Willis as their starting quarterback. But also the fact of the matter is too is that they don't have their wide receiver games. Their coach is gone. Thank God for that choice.
Tyreek Hill could have a year where he looks absolutely terrible.
What?
And
I
also
agree.
could get in trouble more by the cops again.
Nah, I
That
agree
set
with that one.
aside, Tua is also a dangerous. They also, I was gonna say, Tua to me is another hit away from retirement.
True.
For God's sake, just put some styrofoam into that guy's inside helmet, not any outside. Put the training helmets on them. That would look funky and hilarious at the same time. But I think in their division, they might be the team that people are gonna say might struggle. All right, next we move on to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings. They looked so great with J.J. McCarthy, you know. He's our savior to Minnesota. You basically gave rid of your quarterback to the team that won the Super Bowl this year. Sam Darnold basically teabagged you guys. I'm just saying. You had high praise for J.J. McCarthy to do so well. And the fact of the matter is, too, that you sent your one player to Seattle for them to win the playoffs and for you guys to get teabagged on. I don't feel bad for anything from Minnesota for that choice.
I guess that motorcyclist is a Minnesota Viking fan.
He probably
I
was.
mean, they already lost one of the running backs for 3 games for failing a drug test. They did trade for Jordan Mason for the 49ers, so they actually got a good backup running back right now.
I don't think it was that good, though.
They signed also Aaron Jones, so they got 2 decent running backs.
Mid.
Byron Murphy, Theo Jackson, Harrison Smith, and Ryan Wright. They also signed Will Freeze, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Eric Wilson.
I think I screwed up.
Anyway,
I think I also fucked up the printing thing when I did that, too, because I think it was all got printed out and shit on, so, I will have to say this year I'm going to have to do a better job at getting a paper with a better printout of that stuff. Just saying. Also, I think I did also at work, so it also sucked.
let's see. Where do I believe that the Minnesota Vikings... I think the Vikings are definitely...
Mid.
I think they are the playoff contenders. It's just that McCarthy's the
I was also smoking probably when I did that one. My stomach was thinking more than my head for that one.
What?
Why do I feel like I need to bring this nut button more than I should?
team we want to see as the new face of Minnesota. And maybe getting rid of a guy that they had was a mistake.
Oh, that
But,
was a
you know,
mistake.
they got Jefferson still, so I think they'll work around it. So
No.
next time, New England Patriots. I almost said, I think I missed them.
Yeah, I think I put him in the wrong spot this year. I think I did. I don't know. I think I said did make playoffs or I said playoff contenders, but they were Super Bowl contenders this year. Way to go, Michael.
Patriots. And then I realized they also have the players who they signed. Josh Dobbs for 2 years.
And the fact of the matter is they also had Tony DeVito, who won a freaking Super Bowl before Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrows. So I am not saying much, but congratulations there, Tony DeVito.
Mac Horston, Milton Williams, Carlton Davis. They signed Stefan Diggs.
Not anymore. Oh, he's a free agent too.
Definitely gonna be.
That's the one I was thinking of Baltimore should also look for. Stefon Diggs. I'll take Diggs.
I think they'll be bump up on it. Will they make the playoffs? Probably not.
No, I was wrong.
But they also could be mid.
Mid.
I'm gonna keep them to make playoffs. I think they're gonna do slightly better than Miami.
I saved myself from that one.
The team that they used to have back then. Which another team that will probably not is the New Orleans Saints. I'm just gonna put them where they belong already.
Wait. Was I right though? Hold on. Alexa, what draft pick do the New Orleans Saints have this year?
The Saints have the 9th pick in the first round this year.
I was right. Thank you.
Anytime. Glad I could help.
I was actually kind of close with that one too. I think the fact of Maris too, I was very close of seeing. Okay, so they were in the top 10. So I needed to really specify the early draft picks. I would have to say at least the first 10 draft picks are kind of much more your early draft picks. So technically I'm 2 for 2 so far.
They traded for Devon Godshock from New England. Signed Chase Young, Jawan Johnson, Nathan Shepard, Brandon Cook. My problem is a team like New Orleans. The main important thing, they don't have a quarterback.
Which is still true.
Because Derek Carr retired. Otherwise, I think right now we may see the number 1 draft pick.
Well, no, I was actually really off for that one. I think right now that, honestly, Radler is a terrible guy as a quarterback. I will have to say he can't play quarterback. But the fact of the matter is, too, that the rookie they drafted this year, I think was Schoen. He actually looked pretty good this year for New Orleans. So I expect him to be more of a starter this year.
Not Cleveland this year.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, New Orleans, you may be the number 1 draft pick this year.
Maybe.
I called out there. Speaking of a team that really needs to start waking the fuck up, the New York Giants, who I have friends who are Giant fans.
I have to say I'm scared for the Giants this year. I think Giants are going to be awoken like The Undertaker. I think they're going to rise. You know what? Jackson Darts, I think he's a threat. He's definitely in the top 15 quarterbacks to look out for this year. And the fact of the matter is that they also have a team of opportunities. I mean, you have Scadaboo, you have Devin Tracy, you got Pat Ricard, then you're going to have Malik Neighbor back in your lineup again. And the fact of the matter is they have Drake London. They have basically everything they need to be a good team. The question is, can they actually shake the division up pretty bad?
Let's see what they did during their offseason.
And I am a dick for this
They
one.
signed Darius Slayton for 3 years. He deserves it, by the way.
And he's not on the team anymore because I think he's on... No, wait. He might still be on the team. Alexa, is Darius Slayton still on the Giants this year?
Yes, Darius Slayton is still with the Giants. He resigned in March 2025 for 3 years and played in 14 games last season.
I was right on that one.
What do you mean by running that one?
Don't worry about it, Alexa.
No worries at all. I'm very serious. Except when I'm not.
Anyway, I'll continue on with that one. So Wendell Robinson went to Tennessee this year, but I was going to say Darius Slayton also is a lookout kind of player for me. He's not like a top 10 draft pick, but he's in the, I would say, in the top few draft picks from when you do fantasy. So
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Comment. Deontay Johnson. Amir Smith-Marset. James Winston. Russell Wilson. Do I need to go on?
The fact of the matter is, too, that they have Jackson Dart and also James Winston. I think that's a scary duo right now, I would have to say. If you give the ball and motive to Winston, he would actually show up, but I think it's more of a Darts kind of thing. I was going to say, Russell Wilson's a free agent, I think, so... interesting enough, and Tony DeVito was on the Patriots. Wait, I could be wrong. No, yeah. No, he didn't win a Super Bowl. He made the Super Bowl quicker than Lamar, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrows. That's embarrassing.
No, I don't believe they need to go on with that one. As much as the Giants are pretty much of a, I think they got a good draft pick this year.
They got the number 5 draft pick this year. Giants are in the top 10 this year.
Their quarterback, I think, is going to be very unpredictable, but I think they're just going to be more of a mid. I think they might do slightly better than Cowboys, but we'll see how they do.
Not the case for that one. Yeah, I don't give much faith on anyone who's a Jet fan is pretty much
Not.
because of how stupid they look this year. The fact of the matter is you're bringing back Geno Smith as your quarterback. That's just...
Not.
Let's see.
They need to pick their shit up this year in the draft. I'm just saying.
They did. They signed Jameen Sherwood. They signed Justin Fields for 2 years.
Not.
I don't know how to say about that. Mid. I think this year isn't going to look too pretty.
They never did.
Maybe they can prove me wrong. I doubt, though. Which next we go to the team in the same area who's the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see what they did. They got Kenyon Green, who got hurt in week 1 of preseason. They traded for Dorian Thompson-Robinson for the Browns. They retained Saquon Barkley, Zach Bond, Ben Summerin, A.J. Dillon, Joshua Usi, Avery Williams.
The fact of the matter is, too, that the Eagles did not show up as the team that people expect to be the threat this year. It's actually very scary enough to say that the Eagles are pretty much in a kind of a stalemate this year. I think the matter is, too, is that with the whole A.J. Brown situation, Eagles, I think, kind of kept their distance away from failing. And I think, to me, is that what they need to do this year is just get their shit together. You have a division which the Giants could also become the first place team, or the Cowboys, or even hell, the Washington Commanders. You know, it's one of those things that they need to really pick up this year.
If they play like they did last year, I'll put them as a Super Bowl contender.
Not.
I was
I
wrong.
think right now the Eagles are pretty much the team to look after this year.
No, I was wrong.
Did they have an easy schedule?
Yes.
They have a mid-schedule, but Eagles have a way of choking, so...
They do.
Right. Next we go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to my division. Again.
Fuck Pittsburgh. I have to say it, I hate Pittsburgh Steelers. I have nothing nice to say about them, but for the sake of YouTube and sake of people who are Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you got lucky. If it wasn't for Tyler Loop, you guys would not be in the playoffs.
They traded for DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
They signed Darius Slay, which is a good pickup, which I wanted the Ravens to sign.
He retired. I don't
Mason
care.
Rudolph, Malik Harrison, Kenneth Gainwell, Ryan McCollum. I think they also are working on TJ's contract this year.
They did.
Obviously, we know the history of Pittsburgh. Somehow, when they still are a terrible team, they still make the playoffs. So,
Thank you. And this year is not anything different. You guys aren't that good.
I'm going to put them as playoff contenders. Let's hope for the worst.
Thank you. And they
Pittsburgh fans suck it, by the way.
still feel that way.
All right, 49ers. What a mess they had this year.
Actually, to be fair, the San Francisco 49ers looked a lot better than they did this year than they did last year. They actually picked up their shit. Even when Brock Purdy was hurt, Mac Jones freaking showed up. The guy that people gave shit for in New England showed up in San Fran and still gave the 49ers a good run, which I think they did make the playoffs. Alexa, did the 49ers make the playoffs this year? Alexa, did the 49ers make the playoffs this year?
Yes, the 49ers made the playoffs this year. They were eliminated by the Seahawks in the NFC divisional round.
Thank you.
You got it. Happy to help with your 49ers question.
The fact of the matter is, too, that I think San Fran still... That whole division is a scary division other than Arizona.
And Patrick Taylor, they traded their offense, basically. They still have Christian McCaffrey, who's walking on 5 legs,
True.
I heard.
Still true.
Farrell, Demarcus Robinson. Mac Jones is a backup for Brock Purdy. Trey Brown. Maybe they're the mid-team to look for? I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe they actually can pick it up this year. They lost Debo.
That didn't make any difference.
Lost their running back already.
Oh, Mason.
All right. Which actually brings us to Seattle Seahawks. Let's see what they did during their offseason.
They freaking got a team. Well, maybe. Sam Darnold, MVP, Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp, Smith. I mean, they basically looked like the Philadelphia Eagles of the Super Bowl this year.
Ernest Jones, Jaron Reed, and Cody White. Okay, so they have...
Mike McDonald is pretty much the GOAT for Seattle's success, which I still am more mad about because we could have had him, but no, we got rid of him because Seattle offered a better contract.
They signed Marquise Valdes-Scantling for a year, DeMarcus Lawrence, Cooper Kupp for 3 years, Sam Darnold for 3 years, and Josh Jones. I think, to me, they're going to be the... If I put them as Arizona as a team that makes the playoffs this year, I think they're definitely a playoff contender. Let's see if Sam Darnold's the quarterback that we all thought he was in Minnesota.
Well, the fact of the matter is I was somewhat close to correct. He was the Minnesota quarterback we all expected, but on Seattle, which won a Super Bowl. So technically, I was wrong.
Not.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see. They signed Chris Godwin for 3 years. He was a great...
Yeah, and they're not going to look good this year because of the fact that they gave rid of frickin' Mike Evans to the 49ers, by the way.
And then also a curse in fantasy. I have to say it for personal experience. Sterling Shepard. CJ Brewer. Hassan Reddick. I think just based on how they were playing so far this year, I think they're definitely going to be a team to look after.
No, I was wrong.
Baker is probably what Tampa had really needed, so
No.
maybe I'll get some hope for Tampa this year.
No.
All right. The number 1 draft pick of this year, the Tennessee Titans. They drafted Cam Ward.
They're the number 3 this year.
They retained Sebastian Joseph, Andrew Rupich, Darrell Baker, Van Jefferson.
Do I at least go 3 for 3? This is my 3 for 3, I hope.
Xavier Wood, not the wrestler. Kevin Zeltler.
Was I right, though? I think I said fuck it after that one.
Yeah. Honestly, I think my papers that my editor decided to give me are shit, by the way.
Yeah, he should be fired for that one.
Because the last thing I think is up is the Washington Redskins. I think, to me, Tennessee is not really the team that we all want them to be.
I went 3 for 3.
So let's just not go on.
I think I said
Let's
mid.
see what our lovely friends from...
If Jan Daniels wasn't as injured, I think Washington would have put up a fight this year. But I think also they were dealing with a lot of injuries.
Okay, Manor decided to give me no information on Washington other than they got Deebo Samuels.
Yeah.
They retained Bobby Wagner, Marcus Mariota, Zach Ertz. I'm surprised they still play.
Zach Ertz is a free agent this year too, which is scary.
I think if they played like they did last year, I think to me they could be a Super Bowl contender, but I think right now they're still a playoff contender right now. I don't think.
No, they weren't at all. I was definitely wrong with that one.
Super Bowl ready yet, but hey, maybe they can prove me wrong. And now I can chuck out my editor's notes because they are terrible, by the way.
Yeah, I'm firing him.
I need to fire my editor sooner or later. But anyway, guys, I think if I'm predicting a Super Bowl matchup this year, unfortunately, I would have to say the NFC. I would have to say Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I was way off for that one.
For the AFC, I pray to God Baltimore does it. Will they? I don't know. I still think Buffalo still has a chance to prove us wrong. But we all pray that Kansas City does not make the playoff Super Bowl this year.
And my prayers worked.
Let's hope for any other good team except Kansas City.
The fact of the matter is that we relied on the freaking New England Patriots to do that this year. Even when they don't have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, somehow they still make the playoffs.
Who's going to get the early draft pick? Like I said before, I think the Saints are going to get number 1.
I was wrong.
Titans number 2. Brown.
I was right for the early draft picks, but I was off for the position. I was going to say, Browns I think have number 4. The Saints have number 9. Tennessee has number 3.
Number 3? Otherwise, this is my list.
And to this list, I was definitely way off on this list. It was actually very disappointing in my off list. I am really sad that I actually failed at this one. But at this point, guys, I'm ending the video on this note. Maybe I'll do better this year. Just gotta keep giving me some hope, guys. So thank you very much for watching. This is Michael, signing out.